Hey, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. My name is Jimmy. I'm the founder of Burrow Group. And in today's video, I wanted to shoot this YouTube video to really show you how we booked sales calls with two companies, right? Two absolute large companies, Amazon and Gymshark. And I also want to show you examples of what not to do as part of a cold email campaign, right? So for ourselves, I run an appointment setting agency. Pretty much we help B2B businesses, different businesses that pretty much if you provide a service or you provide a solution and you have to sell that solution to another business, then this is something we can help you with, right? We can help you book qualified sales calls using cold emails as a client acquisition channel. That's pretty much what we do. So let's jump right into it. So the first example I have is with Amazon, right? So this was sent, I want to say last year, October. And this was for a client of ours who does influencer marketing. So we sent that out to Amazon. We got a reply and we booked a meeting for our client. So let me show you what that looks like. And you can see the overall structure is nothing complicated, right? So when we first, we talk to a ton of different business owners every single day, different people. Some of them do cold emails, most of them do not. And so the ones that do, typically they look at our copy and it's not really what they expect, right? Because they come up with different suggestions or I ask to see examples of emails that they have used in the past and what that kind of looks like. And I look at it and it's legit like 3 paragraphs long, right? So the first thing you may probably have noticed is our cold email is pretty short, pretty simple, pretty quick. And the idea here is to keep it under 15 to 20 seconds read time long. So that's the overall idea. I actually had to blur out these the names and stuff. So this is my second time recording this video. The first time I recorded it, I did not blur it out. And then the guy who was editing my videos for me, he told me that maybe I should consider editing it to prevent it. But this is the overall idea. So just to walk you through this cold email campaign to Amazon, we sent this, it was in December, not October. So we sent this in the 1st of December, first week of December, December 3rd, 2022. So pretty recently. And the overall email is this: Hey John, saw on your profile that you went to Harvard. I also studied there. Seems like you're in good company. I work with influencer and marketing managers just like you to help scale campaigns and create additional return revenue. Recently, I collaborated with the influencer managers from Spotify, Lyft, and Pepsi, resulting in millions of new revenue, and I think we can do something similar for you. Would you be open to learning a bit more about this? So the reason that, and just to break down this email, right? This worked really effectively. We see that someone from Amazon, the influencer marketing manager, as part of the Prime Video team, got back to us and was interested in hearing more about how we can help them or how our client can help them. So this is what it is. And let me break down why this worked. So the first sentence here, it really breaks the ice, right? So this is what a lot of people call personalization. My own opinion on personalization is kind of split. It really depends on the industry. Certain industries, you kind of do need to personalize. Other industries, you don't really need to. And personalizing would not, for the time it takes you to personalize, it's just not worth it. So you really have to test it out, balance it, juggle it, and move from there. For the purposes of this example, since we were reaching out to Amazon, a company that large, we figured it would be a good idea to put some personalization. Although we didn't go crazy and put some random stuff like, hey, I saw you're in LA, must be hot there. We didn't use any of that stuff because it doesn't work, right, in our experience. But what we used was, saw on your profile that you went to this university, right? That really breaks the ice and it shows that we did a little bit of research. We looked that person up on LinkedIn, went out of our way to make sure that we're not just spamming her. The next sentence is, I work with influencer marketing managers just like you to help scale campaigns and create additional return revenue. So this sentence is extremely powerful because we're essentially illustrating exactly what we do and we're showing some form of social proof. We're saying we've done this before for XYZ and this is exactly what we did. We added additional return revenue. So that's our offer, right? And one of the things that separate a company that we personally want to work with to help send cold emails for and book meetings and a company that we don't think we can help is their offer, right? If you're selling an offer that is not exactly tangible, doesn't exactly have a tangible result, then cold emails might be really hard. So for example, if you're selling a coaching program for business transformation, if you're selling, let's say you're selling some form of HR services, your service is pretty much you come to these companies and help train their diversity culture, something like that, right? It's a lot harder just because it does not have a tangible result the same way that this does, right? If you were running Facebook ads as a service, you can literally approach a brand and say, listen, man, I can help you increase your revenue by 20%, right? We could do 3x ROAS or something, right? But that's a tangible result. People buy results, not the process. People don't care the vehicle you use, they just care about the result. And that's the overall idea. You just have to really push the idea of an offer, a tangible return. And that's exactly what we did here. Next sentence is recently I collaborated with the influencer manager from Spotify, Lyft, and Pepsi, resulting in millions of new revenue. So again, we're selling a tangible return, millions of new revenue. Anyone who reads that, though, if this was relevant towards them, they'll be like, so this guy, he helped XYZ company, worked with similar people from those companies, our competitors, and we helped them add millions. So you see what a strong offer that is. And what we also do here, what makes it even more powerful, is we're adding a bunch of social proof. So we're adding indirect case studies. We're not saying, hey, we recently helped our clients book 23 calls, right? Or we recently helped our clients add $1 million in revenue. But rather, we played around with it a little bit, and this was the approach that we took. And then the call to action was, would you be open to learning a little bit more about this? So a lot of people, when they send cold emails, from the initial pitch, so this was the initial pitch, from the initial jump, they go for the call. And although that does work, there are other call to actions that you should definitely test with, because in this day and age, almost any business owner worth working with, worth selling your services to, they have been pitched over cold emails. And at this point, asking for the call right off the bat really has lost a bit of its novelty, and it just creates a lot of unnecessary friction. So if you were to say something, would you be open to learning a little bit more about this? It definitely provides a lot less friction, and it gives room for the prospect, so this person from Amazon, this influencer marketing manager, to reply back and take the direction, whether she wants to book a call, which she did in this example, or she wants a YouTube video explaining it, a Loom video explaining it. Whichever direction she takes, she has the option, and that's what makes this so powerful. So this is what we were able to do for our clients, helping them book a sales call with Amazon. The next example, we were able to book a sales call with Gymshark. Pretty much this client, they were selling email marketing services. They were using Klaviyo and SMS and mainly targeting Shopify e-commerce brands. So pretty much this was sent November, right before, like a week or two before Black Friday. So we probably, in terms of timing, it probably would have been a better idea to send this maybe 2 or 3 weeks earlier. But regardless, we were able to help our client set up a call. Pretty much the message was this. This was the subject line, quick question, Black Friday. So you already know that, when we're emailing the marketing, someone who runs marketing, so in this case, VP brand marketing, this is a message that's extremely relevant, because when you're selling these type of products, Black Friday is where they make a vast majority, a large chunk of the revenue, or the yearly revenue. So that's why it works so effectively. So pretty much just breaking down the email, it went like this. Hey John, we help gym and apparel brands increase their email sales by 200% by writing plain text emails that turn customers into loyal followers. We'll even work for free until you're profitable. Had some Klaviyo strategies to share with you that we used last Black Friday, increasing weekend sales by 31%. Would you like to see a quick video explaining further? So again, right, the offer is extremely clear. And I hope you're starting to take away what makes a cold email work and what doesn't. It really is the offer. We're quite literally saying, last year we helped increase sales by 31%. That's extremely tiny. You can measure that. You could measure whether it increased by 20%, 25%, 31%, 40%, extremely measurable, right? And that's the overall idea of what we're doing. So just to break this down, the last email that we sent to Amazon, we had some personalization. We didn't feel the need to do that. So I hope you see that you don't necessarily need to personalize and use first lines or some crazy different tricks and gimmicks to get people to reply, as long as the message is relevant. That's really what it is. So we start off by saying we help gym and apparel brands. So this makes it already seem like we're not just spamming a million different companies with the exact same message. So right off the bat, this is already much more personalized than just general bulk sending. We explain a little bit about what we do, and then here's the powerful part. We say we'll even work for free until you're profitable. So from the customer's end, from the receiver's end, they'll open this email, and you know what they'll be thinking in their head? They'll be thinking, wow, this is just really low risk for us. Or they'll think, wow, these guys who are reaching out, they're so confident in what they're doing, they're willing to work for free until I make money. Wow, let's set up a call. I'm interested in learning more. And that's the basic idea and the basic mindset you want your reader to get into to really initiate that reply. So the next line is, had some Klaviyo strategies to share with you that we used last Black Friday. Would you like to see a quick video explaining further? So again, back to my point about the call to action. You don't always, and you should not always be pitching a call, at least not on the first email. You should always look for something less friction. Again, right? We asked if this VP brand marketing would like to see a quick video explaining further. And he replied back asking for a call. So you see what I'm saying, right? If people want to jump on a call, they're going to jump on a call. You will know. It's not a situation where they want to jump on a call and you wouldn't know about it. That's not the case. If they want to jump on a call to learn more, they'll do it. And that's the basic idea of cold emails. So these are 2 emails that we sent at the end of last year for 2 of our clients. Completely different industries, completely different services, and I hope you see how powerful this is, right? Because cold emails, it works in really most B2B industries. If the people that you're sending it to, they use emails as a primary communication tool, which most companies do, then you're golden, because this will most likely work. So now that we have those 2 examples of 2 example emails we sent for clients which have booked tangible meetings, let me show you an example of something that will most definitely not work. So earlier today, I was actually on a sales call with a software development company. So these guys, they're pitching their software development services, looking to work with different tech companies, startups, different things like that. They mentioned that in the past, they worked with another cold email agency, so perhaps a competitor of us, and they just pretty much, they got no results. They worked with them for 3 months, sent 10,000 emails in that 3 months, and they got 0 replies, 0 booked meetings, right? Which is a problem. So I asked them to share with me a copy of his cold emails that they were using so that I could analyze and get back to him with some tangible tips. I looked at it, and within 10 seconds, I knew right away why it didn't work. So this was the email that they were sending. So, hi, first name, do you know the phrase, don't judge a book by its cover? It's fitting, blah, 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 blah. So you can pause the video and read it because it's really long. And that's the overarching idea. The reason they probably didn't get replies is because this is so long. Super, super long, right? You look at these Amazon emails, they're like 3 sentences long. So this one is 1, 2, this is 4 sentences long, right? Excluding the signature and the hello, which you probably should have, right? These are short. Right? This one, it's 2 sentences long, right? 1, 2, this is 4 sentences long, right? It's not crazy long like these ones. So again, right? You just have to make this really short. And then I'm not too certain why they put this personalization. Do you know the phrase, don't judge a book by its cover? I have no clue why they put that there. It is not at all relevant to the services that they're selling, and it's just wasting space, wasting time. And if you, let's say you're on the toilet, you were using the washroom, you received that Gmail notification, and the first thing you see is, do you know the phrase, don't judge a book by its cover? Would you personally read on? Because I know I wouldn't. I'll be like, what's this guy saying, right? So you can see why, you can really compare those 2 emails, right? The Amazon, the Gymshark versus this, and you see an immediate difference. The next example is example 2. Hey, first name, I know how frustrating it can be to market your products with restrictions imposed by your e-commerce systems capabilities. Let's help your business grow with custom e-commerce upgrades. So whoever wrote this made a really massive mistake. You never want to approach a cold audience assuming they have a problem. You need to ask, right? That's the first rule of sales. You always ask, you never assume, because everyone's situation is different. How do you know that there are restrictions imposed under e-commerce system capabilities. You don't even know them, right? You're reaching out to them for the first time. How can you make that assumption? Now, I'm sure that maybe a portion, 1 or 2 people, maybe more, out of that 10,000 people does have that issue, but the vast majority of people do not, most likely, right? So you should never assume right off the bat. Never, ever assume. Even on sales calls, when you're talking to people live, you don't want to be assuming things. You need to ask and figure things out, yes or no. Get a concrete yes or no. So that's the first comment. Again, we see that this is really, really long. This is the same company. They're just targeting a slightly different industry. So this is what it is, right? It's just, again, extremely long. This is not exactly, not super relevant to what they're doing, because I could read this and I don't even know. I do know what it means because I spoke with the client who sent these emails. But if I got this code, I might not truly know what this means, which is another problem, right? It's not simple, and there's true value in brevity, keeping it as simple as possible, right? And then they start selling the services, right? At the end, we are offering free one-on-one consultations to hear all about your ideas and challenges at your company. You speak with a real expert, not some bot. When would be a good time to book your free consultation? So again, right? You see how the CTA, they're going for the close, they're going for the meeting. There's so much friction. And not to mention, they're just selling the service, which is exactly what you do not want to do. We live in a day and age where even I experience this, right? I open my email, my Gmail inbox, and I see a ton of spam emails. This is what you call spam. This is quite literally what you call spam, right? There's so much rubbish inside this email, right? It's just so unclear what exactly you're doing. Your offer is not there. You don't have any case studies. You're just selling your services, which you should never do. You save the selling for the actual call. Once you figure out you're a good service, you don't sell a pen before you know that person needs a pen. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the basic idea, and that's one of the main reasons why I personally think this cold email sequence just failed for that client. So that's pretty much what it is. So these are the 2 emails I wanted to share of examples of what not to do. I also made a quick little guideline on what separates a winning versus losing cold email campaign. So just to recap what we were talking about in a really easy way, these are some of the things you really have to be aware of. Number 1, you want to make sure to keep it brief. Keep the email 15 to 20 seconds read time max. People are not here and they're not down to read 3 paragraphs of you talking about yourself, right? People don't care. They only care about what you can do. What's the result you can get for them? And as a result, they also don't care about all this XYZ BS, right? They only want to know, yes, this person can help me. This person can reduce my risk by doing XYZ. And this person has worked with these companies in the past doing similar things and got them XYZ results. That's what people care about. They don't care about all this other stuff, right? So that's what it is. Keep it brief. Second point is be direct and get to the point. None of that salesy talk, right? If you look at the Amazon and Gymshark, we're not selling our services. We just say, this is what we do. Would you be interested in learning more? We did this for XYZ company. Are you interested? That's the over idea. It's just direct and it's easy to understand. Third one is your offer is key. So back to the point, if you're selling a very intangible result, it could be a bit of a challenge to send cold emails and book meetings, although it's not impossible. You're just gonna be really creative with it and come up with ways to provide tangible results. So that's what you're just gonna have to do. And the other aspect of offer is minimizing risk from the reader's ends. So for example, from the Gymshark example, we highlighted the risk, right? Remove the risk. Will even work for free until you're profitable. So that's the idea of what that is, the offer. Third one, case studies, social proof, and content. So I see this all the time. When you're reaching out on cold emails, remember, these people are hearing from you for the very first time. You know what the logical first step is? Number 1, going on your website, seeing what you do. You know what the logical number 2 step is? Searching your name on Google and seeing if you exist, right? Those are the 2 things that people automatically do. And the reason people do that is because they need to see you're a real dude. They need to see you're a real living person and not someone in the middle of nowhere trying to scam them for money. So that's the idea. And the best way to highlight this is case studies, social proof, and content. So similar to what I'm doing right now on YouTube, this is content that I can use and share with any leads that I have for my own business and show them that, yes, I do know what I'm talking about. Yes, I do have experience. Yes, I know exactly what makes a good and what separates a bad cold email campaign. And that's the idea. The next step is continue testing. Again, right? It's very unlikely the first cold email copy you write is the winning copy. You just have to come up with different angles, many different angles, send it at volume, and go with whichever one provides the best results. At the end of the day, every industry is different, every market is different, so you wouldn't truly know what works until you test it and you see results. And the last one is, just remember, this isn't a job which you spend 10 minutes thinking about the copy, what you say, you write it out and you call it a day and you're ready to blast it to 10,000 people. That's not how this works. You have to be extremely deliberate with what you're saying. You need to be very direct, very smart with the way you're saying it and the angle and frame that you're using. That stuff takes time, right? It's not something that you think about in the shower for 10 minutes. You write it on a piece of paper, you type it back out, and you call it a day. That's simply not how it works. This is a process that takes many hours because you really have to understand your audience. You really have to understand what exactly your offer is helping your audience with. And that's the overall idea, right? But that's pretty much what I wanted to cover in this video. Hope you took away some extremely valuable insights. I know if when I was learning cold emails, if I watched a video like this that really breaks down a real example. These are real examples, right? I don't know anyone else who shows and shares real examples because people are always scared that someone else will steal their script and use it. But that's not how this works, right? I hope if you made it to the end of this video, you really are able to take away from the fact that every industry is different. What worked for these industries may not work for your industry. And what worked at the time of this sending, so in November and December, it might not work in 6 months because everyone starts copying it. So that's the idea is, I'm not afraid to share it because we know this works and we're always adapting our strategies. So if you're copying this word for word and we're the ones creating it, long term, who's most likely to walk out of it winning, right? With more success, right? It's the guy creating it as opposed to the people just straight up copying it. But yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you in this video. Again, hope it was super insightful. If you like it, if you have any questions, make sure you drop it in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Take care. Bye-bye.